Shiladev's Maharaj speaking about the topic somehow connect with infinite. Dedication, ecstasy, satisfaction in your search. These things will give you joy. So we are searching for the absolute, for the real satisfaction, ecstasy. This searching process will give you much joy. But that joy will not mix with dirt. It means when you're looking for searching for the dedication for the Supreme Lord, it will not give you any reaction on this mundane plane. So whatever you learn will only be purifying. It is so noble because the basis is dedication, not exploitation. This is the difference. Dedication means samadhi, surrendering full. Dedication. That's because it is called noble. It is very, very desirable. And not the other side. In this material world we live in here, our goal is to exploit, to get as much enjoyment out of everything what we can think what is enjoyable. So this will create reactions. It is so noble because the basis is dedication, not exploitation. Cultivation of Krishna consciousness in its highest stage is such. The more you enjoy, the more you are purified. Such a program Mahaprabhu has recommended to us from Srimad Bhagavatam. The last projections of revealed truth from the great expounder, Sri Vedavyas. Chapter 3. Is this clear what I am speaking? Can you follow? Dedication, when I find joy in giving the Lord enjoyment. This will produce ecstasy and real enjoyment. And it has no end. It is always getting more intense. And it has not any material reaction. So whatever you may do by active serving the Lord, it will not have any negative reaction for us. On the other side, if you run for your personal interest, enjoyment, every action you set will have a reaction on this material world. Because we are stealing something what is not belonging to us. Everything belongs to Him, it is meant for Him. And we are taking it for our enjoyment. So we will have to we create karma, means the reaction. We have to suffer and enjoy the reaction of our activities. On the other side, to enjoy, give enjoyment to the Lord, it will increase your enjoyment more and more. Ecstasy, it is not this ecstasy what we experience in this material world. It is far beyond. We cannot imagine this. And this is what we call here so-called ecstasy. There's also a pill, drug with this ecstasy called ecstasy, I think. This kind of ecstasy, you have to, this will cover you or will give you pain. Is there something dropping? Really? I go. So everything is to be enjoyed by the Lord. If we can understand this principle of life, then it is our duty to taste only what He has already enjoyed. How is it called to taste this what He already enjoyed? This is prasad, yes, it's the mercy of the Lord. We are to approach divinity, reality, in this spirit of dedication. If we can practice this habit, we can be free from the whole of the illusory potency, Maya. So if we practice this habit, we can be free from the whole of illusory potency, or from Maya. Everything will be clear, everything will be understood how this world is working, how the spiritual, where our real home is. So all our duties should be done in a spirit subservient towards the sender, according to his direction. So we have to act according to the supreme will, accordingly. He wants us to act. And again, what is the most important thing, Sharanagati? That we forget our personal enjoyment, bodily enjoyment, mental enjoyment. We offer this, we give it up, and we are trying to, in this, give enjoyment to the Lord. This makes us free, our mind will be clear. All our duties should be done in spirit subservient towards the sender, according to his direction, as he wants us to act. So this definitely will not create any bad things. Or even on a higher level of understanding, according to his own whims, according to his direction. The autocrat has chalked out a path and I am exclusively following that path. If we do not follow, or if we stand still, that is an offense. And if I go another direction, that is also an offense. So, whatever it may be, maybe in Brahman means exclude from the path. We are standing still, we are just doing nothing. Neither negative nor positive. It is also an offense. If we do not follow, or if we stand still, that is an offense. And if I go in another direction, that is also an offense. We must follow in the footsteps of that autocrat. The principal way of upper life is to follow in the footsteps of the autocrat in a serving mood. This is the real path. All our illusions will be conquered. We can only try to accept this principle of life. If we do not try for this, it is an offense even to our own selves. And if we do otherwise, that is also an offense. This is the law, above all law. And for our own best interest, we must mark this. So the result of the material, or this, what happened in this material world, is that we have not understood. We're thinking we want to be free, we want to control the material world, we want to enjoy it, we want to squeeze it, we want to exploit for our interest. So how can you explain that what happened now? Whatever, in whatever direction, that nature is a part of the Supreme Lord. And we are under the control of the nature. What is wars, fighting, stealing, all these things. This is our world where we think we find happiness. And disease, old age, death. And still we give not up. We think we can control this. We take but there is no, not the slightest chance that you will be ever the controller. If you control something, so-called your thing, then it is by the will of Supreme Lord. But never for your own interest. Then you're just a tool in this material world. Is there anything clear on this? Understandable? There are different laws. We have no experience of the transcendental plane. So we think we have to take over, we have to be the actors. We have not the power to go there. Because we would do the same nonsense what we do here. So that's because we are disqualified. So only those who surrender to the autocrat, to the authority of everything, but this we do not like. Even we know that we are completely dependent, always, in every second. But we do not understand this. consciously depend on the Supreme Lord. This is the way, because we are meant for the whole. We are meant to satisfy the Supreme. Otherwise we create karma, we create our own world, and this is where we are now. Follow his footsteps faithfully, as no other law is possible. Here, because he is actually the autocrat, we shall not be the losers, because he is a sweet and loving autocrat. He is the autocrat, but he is sweet. And you will also get sweetness, fulfillment, and love by following in the footsteps of that autocrat. Beauty is the autocrat. Sweetness is the autocrat. Love is the autocrat. That is beyond all law. We are required by that dynamic character to follow in those footsteps everywhere, to the nearest millimeter. Some opposition now. I heard it. Okay. Radhe, Radhe. So love that is beyond all law. This is the summary of the all-serving principle, coming from the lotus mouth of Sri Uddhava, considered the greatest devotee. According, oh, this is in stereo, huh? Krishna. Uddhava admires the gopis. Love for the Lord, but more risk is there in that kind of divine love. Their opposition to the sweetness also becomes service in such positions where the servants are crossing the realm of their master. Service, the all-serving principle, has got such a position. Service reaches such a stage of nearness that even the autocrat comes down to his devotees. Such risky service is possible. So it means that those who have really developed intense relation or love to the Supreme Lord, and then even the Lord becomes under the control of his devotees. He becomes the servant of his devotees. So on the transcendental plane, everything is controlled by love. So what to say of those who are very close, Uddhava, like, or Krishna is a slave of Radharani. And of the more very dear friends he has. So they are fighting in the forest of Vrindavan, not like we are fighting here. More fighting, two parties, and then they are fighting like boys, like children fighting. But even Krishna, he is supreme, he loses sometimes in fighting. Agyayaivam gunandoshan maya rishtan abhisvakan tamasandhyadya sasavan mam bhita satsatma. Srimad Bhagavatam, this shloka is said. Krishna. In society one must obey the law, but there's also a possibility of crossing the law to show faithfulness to the king. If one risks his life and reputation in crossing the general law, and thereby enters into the royal chambers to fight with an assassin, then he will be considered the best and most loyal servitor. Similarly, the Lord is saying, I have already ordered in the scriptures, do this and you shall be promoted. If by crossing my previous orders on a particular level, one follows my footsteps, then he is sure to be promoted. Is there a pocket now? It's dropping in the pocket or on the floor? Huh? And otherwise we must put on bathing dress tomorrow. Magalati. I don't know, there's no concentration. Huh. These are high topics, so it is not easy to follow. So whatever you do, whatever in dress or in food, you are to act according to what is sanctioned by him. Following in his footsteps, we shall always perform everything in that consciousness, in God consciousness or Krishna consciousness. God is beauty and he is the autocrat. Whatever our engagement we shall perform with the help of Krishna consciousness in our heart, and divine help will come to us beyond our wildest expectation. Doing nothing or acting without the proper attitude, the proper consciousness is considered detrimental. This is not Srila Maharaj, this is, I don't know who. You have some other questions you may ask. Yes?
Just I wanted to point out one thing which I hope I have understood clearly, is that this kind of love and prema does not include what we find in love at the material level, because when we are speaking about worldly love, there is always an amount of fear and of clinging to the object of our love. mind every day. So there is this clinging, this illusion, this desire to get. And as far as I can feel in this spiritual love, there is no this kind of, there is no feeling of that kind of fear, clinging.
In the material plane.
In the material plane there is always fear and attachment. In the spiritual plane this feels nothing.
Yes. So what to do? We have chosen it. We wanted it. And if you want real love, and then you have to turn your head towards Krishna. There's no dead birth. This is old age. This is our real home. But why? What is the reason why we want to be here? Why we are here? Why we are not? Maharaj, you take a chair. What? Is it okay? So we have choose this kind of. We have not. We see only. I want to enjoy, but we do not. We do not see. We don't. We're getting blind. We are not thinking that all this will have an end. It can be an end at any moment. But still, we will not give it up. This is illusion. This is what we call Maya. So why not turn towards Krishna, who is our real love? Whatever we are looking for, we will find. Krishna is fulfilling our desire. Because if we give up to be the enjoyer, real love will come from the other side, from the real. You just imagine that what we call love, what we call peace, what we call beauty, what we can experience of these things, it's only tiny, insignificant. Because we are insignificant living beings, our capacity, mental capacity, intellectual capacity is very tiny. And who is where it comes from? He is the container of all peace, of real happiness, of real love, of real beauty. Can you imagine how insignificant